Oh, yes. Got it.
The adventure continues.
It does, indeed. Oh.
Okay, so Councilman Earls, if you could take your seat. I make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We were in executive session interviewing candidates for our various volunteer boards.
Okay, now I just want to point out, Maria Elena is connecting to, it says a minute ago, it said she was connecting to, oh, there she is.
Okay.
So Maria Elena is on Zoom.
So I'm gonna go through a couple of resolutions quickly, and then we're going to hand it over to the Bear Task Force. Be resolved to accept minutes for meetings held on November 21st, November 28th, and December 12th.
I would second, although if we have enough members to vote, since I did miss the one meeting.
Okay, so second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
But Ben, are you approving the minutes?
I said,
Sorry, okay, so just so that Jackie
Okay.
knows, so Jackie? What just shits back?
Everybody wants copies of these.
Maria Elena, did you vote on the minutes?
So November 21st, wasn't that the night that we had to cancel the town board meeting and all we did was vote on paying bills?
Yes.
We had.
Okay, so then I actually was there for that. It says in the
Yes.
minutes, I believe that I was absent when in fact I was in attendance.
Okay,
Yeah, and so Jackie, I did abstain from the December 12th minutes because I was absent from the December 12th meeting.
okay, so 4-0-1 vote. Okay.
For the December 12th, I mean, but I'm approving
The other.
the other two, I'm approving the December 21st, 28th, but I am an abstain for the December 12th.
Be resolved to authorize payments of voted vouchers in the amount of $309,890.28.
discussion.
Is
Reggie just
ahead.
second discussion?
Yeah, I continue to be concerned about the legal bills that are being
Do you have a
paid.
question on the specific one?
Yeah, I'd like to know more about the discussion of the certificate of completion on the permit and the what was done there during your conversation with Rod Fuderfoss concerning
I
that.
would be happy to talk to you later on about what I discussed with our town attorney regarding that.
I'd like to put this then on the table until I can have that discussion. I wouldn't feel
Okay.
comfortable.
So
Well,
which permit?
I would second that.
Which permit are we discussing completion?
This is for the dirt, the permit.
So I asked to put the Fuderfoss invoice on the table.
Okay,
And
well, I'm
she
gonna,
seconded it, so we need to
all in
vote.
favor on taking the Fuderfoss bill
Well,
off.
let me, can we discuss?
This-
Can we discuss it? I mean, he provided a service.
I agree.
He's provided a
So
service, so
so
I would.
I'm gonna vote to not remove it.
Yeah, I would vote to not.
Okay,
because-
all in favor of removing it?
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Okay, all in favor of authorized or paying the vouchers?
Yes.
Aye.
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 So, and Maria Elena, did you vote to pay the bills?
Jackie, it was.
Minus the ones that Bennett.
To not take it from the table, or to not put it on the table.
Yeah, there's a motion.
Yeah, but if you're paying the bills, you're paying all of them?
Yeah.
We're paying all the bills.
There was a
So
motion.
because the motion then fails, then we have to decide on whether or not to pay all of the bills.
So are you all deciding to pay all the bills?
I
Well, we'll have
voted
to
yes
ask
to
Maria
pay the
Elena.
bill.
I can't hear Maria
Yeah,
Elena.
okay, let me just.
Hold on,
I got that.
hold on.
I got,
Maria Elena, did you vote yes to pay the bills?
All the bills except for the ones that Bennett had brought up.
Could you crank her volume up somewhat?
we can't crank hers up.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
So the-
it's 5-0 and she abstained from the one legal bill. Be it resolved to authorize transfers per transfer sheet.
I'm giving Reggie a go on all these
I don't-
seconds.
It
Because
does-
this
it's
is
fine.
your big moment.
It's not. I look forward to bigger ones.
Do I have a second?
Yeah, I heard Reggie say.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Be it resolved to amend the 2023 budget increasing revenue line A0408 9.00000 by $3,517.50, and increasing expenses, expense line A08686.40000 by $3,517.50.
Second for the purpose of discussion.
This is standard, this is ARP money that we spent. It doesn't get put into the budget, but it gets put through the budget process. So last year at this time, we amended the monies that we had spent on ARP. We have to recognize it as an expense and then as a revenue and then as an expense.
So I'd sent an email to the bookkeeper. I'd love to just get a full accounting of all the ARP money that was received and spent to date. I just want to make sure that we've got that. So,
Okay.
that answers my question.
Well, I'll make sure you get that
Yeah,
tomorrow.
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, done with the business.
Wait, Arbor Day.
Oh, thank you, Laura. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout New York, the nation, and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs an average of $39 per tree per year, remove 261 pounds of pollutants from each year per tree, produce life-giving oxygen, remove 24 tons of carbon dioxide each year per tree, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees are in the city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of the business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, the Woodstock Town Board does hereby proclaim December 16th to be December 20th.
I'm sorry, what's the date?
I think we said this 20th.
December?
Yes, to be recognized as National Arbor Day for the town of Woodstock, and urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And be it further resolved, we urge all citizens to plant new trees in the coming year and maintain and care for our existing trees so to gladden the hearts and promote the well-being of this and future generations.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Do we have the Bear Task Force?
Yes.
You guys have a little report for us or a presentation? Thank you for reminding me about it and your team effort there. That's what I like to see.
Yay.
So we're gonna try to share this on Zoom. If it doesn't work, we can go forward and just present to the folks here and talk
Okay.
through it for everybody. You have that electronic,
Yes,
I'll get it from you tomorrow.
okay.
I don't think we're gonna be able to, do this, which is okay. So, we've got in the room, Rachel, who are part of the Bear Task Force.
Thank you, ladies.
And I am going to do a very, very awkward presentation, holding up our PowerPoint, for you all to see. So, bear with me as I try to work this upside down.
Do you want to put it in a box?
And then you can.
You don't have the right
Yeah,
dongle.
no, wait, this is something.
It's not.
Just this way to turn it around, just rest it, so you know, all right. I don't know where you all, all right.
Perfect.
We're gonna give this a try. So, okay, so, the agenda for today is, we're gonna do, brief introductions and we met earlier this year. But we're gonna cover a little bit of what is the Woodstock Bear Task Force, the background, why was there a need for a bear task force, updates, so what have we been, working on and what have we accomplished? Recommendations, so really why we're here tonight is to ask the town board to do something. And we want you to do something to help reduce human bear conflicts and next steps. So some of the things that we plan to do and also how we'd like to work with you to accomplish this goal. So Rachel's gonna talk a little bit about this part over here.
Like, I wrote some key points. I'll talk about what is the Bear Task Force and the background, how it came about to be created. So the Bear Task Force is a group composed of some 9 Woodstock residents, local officials, and New York State's Department of Environmental Conservation staff. Its task is to educate residents, beginning with ourselves in the committee, business owners and visitors on the steps that they can take so that both people and bears will stay safe. In brief, it's a partnership between the town of Woodstock and the NYS, New York State DC, whose goal is to help us better coexist with black bears. And we do get a lot of black bears here in our town. Background, how was the Bear Task Force created? Well, on June 2nd of this year, a senior biologist at the DEC by the name of Jonathan J.R. Russell, who's with the Division of Fish and Wildlife, met with our town supervisor, McKenna, to tell him that the high incidence of bear-human interactions in Woodstock is one of the worst in his territory. And therefore something has to be done about it urgently. So the decision was made to form a task force of community members to help identify ways to reduce human-bear conflicts. And then the next step was an announcement was made on the town's Facebook page asking for volunteers to join the group. Our first meeting was held on July 19th this year, with some dozen or so people turning up. And then we meet every other Wednesday here in this room as we compete with the customers of the town clerk who are yelling and talking. And then do I talk about?
Yelling with joy, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Happy that their taxes were reduced. Background, why was action needed? You want to continue? Okay.
Yeah, so why did we need to do something? Because the town of Woodstock has been facing increasing levels of bear-related conflicts. In 2022, the DEC received over 50 reports of bear conflicts in Woodstock, and 6 bears had to be euthanized by DEC staff after they entered residents' homes, and we don't want to see that continue, nor does the DEC. One bear was shot and killed by a homeowner after it entered the home. And, like, why does this happen? Because, these are serious issues and they're typically the culmination of bears gaining access to human-derived food. We put bird food out there. We throw our pancakes in the screen house and we might think we're being kind to animals as we feed the bears. And then they can't tell that one person fed them and the other doesn't want them in their home or in their screen house. And it always ends up badly for the bear. So this is really a problem. So again, usually this happens in the form of garbage, bird feeders, individuals or businesses either intentionally or just unintentionally choose not to secure or remove food sources. Sometimes people are just not aware, and sometimes people think they're kind, but it is selfish to feed bears because they end up paying the price for it. So updates, a little bit about what we've done, just some highlights. We focus our efforts on educating the community on what they can do to reduce these conflicts. So the task force has handed out educational materials available from Bearwise, and I want to give a little plug. What is Bearwise? This is an organization that developed as a cooperative effort of state wildlife agencies to educate people about how to coexist with bears. And many of our businesses in town actually wholeheartedly accepted the materials and posted it, right? I think, Rachel, you went around and had just magnificent support from our businesses who recognized the issue. We participated in the farm festival. Literally, some of us went door to door and knocked on doors and said, hey, here's some materials and do you mind posting this? We met with the Woodstock Environmental Commission. We were given their support. They announced that the Bear Task Force in their newsletter. They support us this evening. They specifically saw the agenda and proactively reached out to put their support behind us. And they're supporting the legislation that we're about to ask you to pass. And I'd like to read a little bit something from the WEC. They thanked us for visiting them. The WEC shares your concerns about the increasing number of bear and human interactions in Woodstock, more than in any other community in Ulster County. We were deeply saddened to learn that 6 bears had to be euthanized by the DEC. That is entirely unacceptable, and we want to support the vital work your task force is doing to mitigate the situation. And I'm skipping over some really nice things they said about our Facebook page and certain other things. And I go back to quoting them, we agree that educating the public about best practices and getting Woodstock residents involved in positive ways is the right approach. And they wanted to work with us at the Scarecrow Fest, and of course that was rained out, but very, very much involved in helping us to steer kids and their parents to us at these festivals going forward. So it's really nice to have that type of support from the WEC. And the DEC themselves, they expressed that the work done by our Bear Task Force in going out and speaking with businesses, communicating with the public at the farm festival, that they want to start to use us as a model. And that's really, it's gratifying in a way, and it challenges the members of our task force to do more. We're a little task force, and hopefully we'll grow in the next year. To get down to why are we here? We are here to ask you to rapidly enact legislation that does the following. Mandates that all businesses use a bear-resistant trash can or dumpster in the town of Woodstock. We are asking that you mandate that the short-term rentals post educational materials on avoiding bear conflicts and securing attractants that will be provided by the task force. So we will provide those, and we would like those to be part of the legislation that says that Airbnbs have to post that. And we also want all Airbnbs to have a bear-resistant trash can or dumpster. And finally, we're here to ask you to develop fines for businesses who are not compliant with this legislation. We would like the revenue from these fines to create a budget for us, the Bear Task Force, to evolve and do greater good in our community. Next steps, we will continue our outreach and education. That will be, we are going into schools with educational materials. We feel that reaching some of the younger ones, like following the way that people heard their kids say, stop smoking. We want to kind of, see what works with that. We're going to be sponsoring an art contest for kids to create either a flyer, poster, or magnet that or some type of a piece of artwork, right? That would then be handed out. We are going to partner with local institutions to display that artwork from the contest, and we're meeting with some of the organizations to see how we could collaboratively do this in our community. We will continue to hand out educational materials at the farm market, the flea market, and other venues as those opportunities arise. We're going to partner with the Woodstock Library to provide a children's educational program. So I think we're going to be doing that in the January, February timeframe. We're working through those dates right now, and we will continue to utilize Facebook as a tool for education. We will also respond to any and all town board questions related to our request this evening. And we would like to review draft legislation in January with the town board.
Do you have draft legislation right now?
We do not have draft legislation, however, the DEC has provided us with samples that we could share with the town board from other states who have successfully passed legislation,
So,
and we
okay.
can, we can share that.
What I would ask is that you get together with Laura and meet with the zoning, although it's not
Is
zoning.
that a zoning thing?
It could be part of the zoning law, that's land use and the
Yeah,
dumpsters.
okay.
Or it could be a standalone law, but at least start to take a look at that.
Yeah, well, we should, we should figure out the best place to put it, whether it's in zoning or not in zoning.
Right.
So we should figure that out, and if you do have samples,
Absolutely.
I mean, it'd be great if your Bear Task Force were to take the samples and do a first draft of legislation, and then have us, to bring, that would be great if we had that, but.
We discussed that and we didn't feel qualified to draft that legislation. We're certainly happy to collaborate with people on the town board who've done that before. And we're happy to bring in the DEC, and I'm not sure if they have anybody legal who could help with that.
Send me a draft and I'll play with it.
Well, you say you have a couple of sources, you have a couple of drafts
Yes.
from different sources.
Yeah, so several states have successfully enacted this legislation, including fines, and we're happy to share that. The DEC
Okay.
did provide us with.
Try
that.
and stick with New York, only because
We might be
New
the
York.
first in New York,
might be
but
first.
Well, there you go.
yeah, so but I will double check that with the DEC,
Okay.
but we have the opportunity to actually lead the way here.
Okay.
We can ask the Association of Towns if there are any other municipalities that have similar types of legislation, and if there aren't, then obviously they will want to help you as well to
Okay,
do that.
perfect, thank you. All right, thank you
Thank you very much
much.
for your presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, very well done, and very well stated and organized. Thank you.
So,
And
It's a
Rachel
group
Ross as
effort
well.
by this task force and the DEC.
public be heard. Anybody here wanna have anything to say? Anyone online? No? All right, then, before I adjourn, for the last time, I say, Reggie, 5 years.
6.
6? No.
18.
Well, you were appointed, Reggie was appointed.
It was
And then he had to
one
run.
term.
Halfway through.
It was appointed, then he had to run, and they had to run again.
Right, so that
Either
was
way,
the 5th
5
year.
and a half.
Yeah.
Let's not prolong it.
Yeah.
5 and a half. Yes, yes.
More than one term.
More than one term, yes.
Reggie, I just have to say that it has been an absolute pleasure to serve. You have been a gentleman, you have been a scholar, you have helped me be a better person. And that's not an easy task sometimes, but I do appreciate and acknowledge that. I have thoroughly enjoyed our conversations. You and I've often said this, I think of all that the council and supervisors I've served with, you and I are, from a philosophy standpoint, are the most alike.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
yeah.
Said that out
Poor
there.
Reggie.
Tell your friends.
That just lowered your status.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Thank
You had to kick him on the way out.
All the way out, that's on Bill.
But it's been a real
Yes.
pleasure, Reggie, and I hope you do come back sometime. I know that you've not written off politics altogether. And I wish you luck
Thank you.
in your future endeavors, and I hope you are around to help Woodstock for a long time to come.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'd like to also say it's been wonderful working with Reggie, and even before he became on the board, I worked with Reggie on things, and even from before he was on the board, he was always a great source of, I guess, grounding, I would call it. If you're dealing with an issue, Reggie always has a well-grounded thought of how you can solve things. Reggie is always looking for what's best for the community, always looking at what's best for the people, and has always given me excellent advice. So I thank you for all of the interactions we've had, and as Bill says, it'd be great to have you come back someday. But I know you're into some busy stuff right now, but it's been fabulous working with you on the board.
Thank you.
Reggie, I just have to say thank you for your service, and I look forward to seeing what other things you can offer to the community. I'm certain that there are great things on the horizon for Woodstock because of you. Thank you very much.
Maria Elena? Did you want to add?
She's off.
No?
Good luck.
Yay.
Oh,
Okay.
5.
Reggie, did you want to offer?
My Reggie. You know, I've worked with the town for almost 40 years and I've seen a lot of town board members and I have to say you have been one of the top. I absolutely loved working with you. I had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of chuckles. And I'm just hoping maybe before we adjourn, you could sing us a little song.
Well, that won't happen.
That
I'm sorry.
Something that you're
But maybe you'll
practicing or
catch
whatever.
me in Woodstock somewhere.
There you go.
or Something.
But I just want
Come on, plug something shamelessly.
Plug
Where are you
something
next?
shamelessly.
Where are you gonna be singing next?
Possibly at Pearl Moon on Valentine's Day.
Whoa.
We'll be there.
That's,
Well,
I just want to let you know, Reggie, I love you
I love you.
and all good things in your future.
Thank you.
Thanks for your service.
I just want to tell you how much I appreciate your perspective and your calm demeanor and your way of balancing, looking at things and your wisdom. And I think you'll be missed, but you'll be back in some way, I'm sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord. So I didn't have anything really prepared to say, but I'll just say thank you to, first of all, Bill initially. You know, it's a blessing. It's been a mixed bag for sure. And when I started this in 2018, my intention was that it would be 1 year pursuit and that would be it. And here we are. But I do love this town. I love many folks that are in it. I appreciate the volunteers, the employees of this town that really I've been able to see behind the scenes since 2018, all that people give. And again, the volunteers are incredible that really contribute to this town. Thank you to this board. I've learned plenty for sure. I've practiced patience, certainly. Been lots of opportunities to do that, but I am stronger for it. I'm better for it. Done my best to contribute in the best way I could, and that's all I could do. So thank you so much, and see you around town.
Would you offer the last resolution? What is that?
Adjourn.
Yes, make a motion to adjourn.
Oh,
Second that.
And adjourn.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's good.
Thank you, Reggie.